Yes, guys, there you have it. A win for Newcastle United. Another win at home against Spurs. It's fair to say that it wasn't quite as emphatic as the last few wins, but Murphy did get assists, not on a goal this time, but at a big 3 points and undefeated for the season, despite probably not playing at our best still. And I wouldn't say that we played badly today, but still won. I mean, I think we played badly, certainly in spells of the game, but there was parts of the game where I thought we played really well. We pressed really quickly from the start. We were on the ball, and then all of a sudden, we weren't anymore, and we were sitting back, and we looked lethargic again. I mean, for me, if I was Barnes, by the way, who scored a fantastic goal, I would have been foaming when he got taken off and Gordon got left on. I thought Gordon looked really off the pace, but as soon as he got moved out the left-hand side, he started playing well again. And there was just so much of that chopping and changing as the game went on, but we got the win. And the Newcastle owners, Big Yas, the club director, was at the ground today. Was he there to see the return of Sandro Tonali, which we will also talk about, or was he there to, crack a few heads after the very, very poor and disappointing end to our transfer window? No doubt he was over here to have a word with Darren Eales, Paul Mitchell, and possibly Eddie Howe himself as well. So let me know your thoughts down in the comments on the game, on the win. As I say, off the back of a really poor end to the transfer window. And I'm not going to bang on about it too much in this video because it's done, it's over, we've moved on. Reports coming out that Newcastle put in last minute 50 million bids for Elanga from Nottingham Forest, which is wild and totally contradicts what Eddie Howe said in his pre-game interview, where he said it was PSR and we had no chance of bringing players in because we didn't have the money for it. But yet we were chasing Gahey for 70 million. We were putting 50 million bids in, as reported by Sky Sports, for Elanga at the last second. You really don't know whether we're coming or going, and you don't know what the answers are. And maybe that's why Big Yas is here to have a word with Darren Eales and Paul Mitchell. I'm not going to lie, I think it's obviously been a bit of a turbulent time with the changing of Amanda Staveley. I mean, the Daily Mail writing an article just in the last day or so, talking about the fact that Amanda and Murdad were effectively pushed out of the club, that they didn't want to leave, and there's all that kind of whirring on in the background. So I'll be interested to see kind of what is, reported from Yas Al-Ramayan coming into Newcastle today and having a word. But as I say, the important thing was today that we got 3 points. And I think it's not just important for our season, I think it's important for confidence and morale. Because honestly, had we have lost the penalty shootout against Nottingham Forest on Wednesday, had we bought no one on deadline day and then lost again against Spurs today, I think heads would be falling off. And not just in the players' ranks, in the staff ranks, but certainly in the fan base. But because we've got another win over the line, not the most convincing, and as I say, at times slightly worrying, we got the job done. I'll tell you what, if this is how we play when we're playing badly, I'd love to see how we play when we're playing well. And I think we definitely started the game well. I thought we got out of the blocks quick. We pressed Spurs. I will actually add, and I will come on to Tonali in a moment, who got a fantastic reception, by the way, as you would imagine he would have done. He got a great one against Forest on Wednesday, and he got another one again today from the Newcastle fans, who at the time were, I think it was 1-1 when Tonali came on, praying that we can salve it, and at the time weren't playing great either. I mean, I think you could argue that Tonali should have been on sooner, Hall should have been on sooner, we should have made more changes sooner than we did. But then again, who am I to say? Because Eddie Howe made the changes and we won the game. Murphy, the main man, the man who loves to play against Spurs. I would have put my house that Murphy would have started today. He didn't. I do like the fact that he did keep the Barnes, Gordon either side. We'll come on to them in a moment as to how I thought they did. But as I said, we didn't start Tonali, which I actually thought was. I appreciate that he obviously had a tough game on Wednesday night against Forest. He ran his heart out. He was going to be sick at one point, according to Eddie Howe, because of how hard he worked to try and get the ball back. And I thought he did the same again today. Very, very passionate. And I really hope that Tonali can continue that tempo throughout all of this season, because if so, he will be huge for us. I think he's probably riding a pretty big adrenaline boost right now. I think he definitely was when I was there on Wednesday night. You could tell how much he was throwing himself into things, and I appreciate that he was probably tired from Wednesday, but I think for the fans and today on a 1:30 Sunday kickoff. I mean, it's on telly. I think because it's a Sunday, it's not quite the same as a 3 o'clock Saturday with a bit of it was a fairly flat crowd to start the game. And I think starting Tonali would have lifted the roof. It did it on Wednesday. I mean, the loudest cheers in the Forest game at times, other than the penalty shootout win and the 18-second goal, were pre-match when everyone was cheering for Tonali. I honestly think that starting Tonali would have possibly given the team and the crowd the boost, even if he was a little bit tired, maybe even if he didn't start the game or last the full game. I think starting him would have been a better idea. He didn't, and there was a few changes in there that I wasn't sure on. I thought Kelly at left back, I was unsure on that one. Obviously Longstaff coming back in. Joe Linton got man of the match off the back of playing very, very poorly on Wednesday night. It was good to see him basically just throw himself around. I think the biggest criticism Joe Linton gets, if I'm honest, is his on-the-ball abilities. That's not really why Joe Linton's in the side, to be honest. And Joe Linton's there to break the play up. It's Bruno who's meant to do the nitty-gritty. Isak starts with Gordon and Barnes either side, and I thought Barnes was great. As I say, we started the game really well. We're going at half-time 1-0 up, thanks to a fantastic run from Tino and a cross-field ball for Barnes, which is basically his bread and butter at this point, cutting in on that side and putting the ball in the back of the net. Great goal, great celebration, as always, with his arrows. And that was him playing on the left. I think it was the right thing to do. I understand that Gordon might have his pants in a twist because he wants to play on the left, but when Barnes is playing that way, you've got to play him in the position he likes. And that was one thing that I didn't... Let me know your thoughts on Gordon down in the comments below. I think Gordon was similar to what I've just kind of started the video off by saying, was that we hit spells of really pushing and not. I thought at times Isak was just dawdling around. There was a moment where I think we lumped the long ball and both Isak and Gordon were still both offside, wandering into our own half. And that isn't an Eddie Howe side. That isn't how Eddie Howe has built our side. We've always been built on fighting, running and quick. And I appreciate there was times where Gordon put in some fantastic challenges. There was times where he tracked all the way back. There was times where he ran all... There was out of fairness, most of that was when he got moved on to the left. You know, I hope he's not sulking. I hope he's not going, oh, I don't want to be on the right-hand side, you know? Because I think at times there felt like moments of that where we were just kind of riding the wave. You know, we scored the goal. In fairness, on the build-up to our goal, they had more of the ball. Come out second half, honestly, I don't even know what happens with the second goal. I'm going to have to watch that back in the pub in a moment. I don't know what happened. Everyone's blaming Pope and Bird. I mean, I didn't see it. I was on the other side of the ground. But the thing is with Isak, even if he was a bit out of the game. I thought he was out of the game on Wednesday night, and that's the thing. This is us not playing at our best and still beating a top 6 side. You know, Spurs are a good side. I think they will be up there at the end of the season. We want to be up there at the end of the season, and getting 3 points today is huge. There's just key points of our game that we need to work on. Gordon was given the ball away, and these are our key players. I don't want to come across like I'm sitting here having a go at them, because I'm not. Isak scored the goal. At times, Gordon made some great plays, but it's just the consistency of it, and it's not just individual players, but it's the whole team across the game where we really need to just seal what we're doing. I wonder if it is because there's been some behind the scenes stuff, transfers here, this, there, Amanda's out. Maybe there is a little bit of something there that we don't know about, but Eddie Howe needs to sort it. Eddie Howe needs these players to play for him, and I think they are. Like, these players are working for him, but having Isak kind of like, he's our focal point in the game, and a lot of the time he's not in it. I like how well Barnes is playing, but it's almost like having Barnes play well is at the detriment of putting Gordon on the side he doesn't want to be on, and then he doesn't play well. So it's an interesting one. I think long story, as I say, with the black and white tinted, half full, whatever, we won. We won the game, undefeated for the season, and we go into an international break. And yes, we've had a very poor end to the transfer window. Well, we didn't do anything in the transfer window, never mind poor. And now it's time to settle in, knuckle down, and get ready for what's going to be a tough season ahead. And hopefully with as I say, if we can play like that every week and still win, I'll get on with it. But I would like us to play better than that and really get into a bit of a groove. Thanks for watching, guys. Thoughts down below on the Tonali return, on the poor transfer window. Is Big Yas going to be knocking a few heads together while he's in the tune? I would think so. And was your man of the match Joe Linton, or was it somebody else? Let me know down in the comments. If you haven't already dropped a like and subscribed, please be sure to do so. Loads of videos coming up as always as we hit into this season. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you later.